Hello beer tubers and welcome to another beer review with me, Peter, the master of Hoppets. Today, checking out some more beer from Alder in Italy. One of the best producers of hoppy beer in Italy, but possibly also Europe. I mean, these guys are sleepers, especially because they make modern West Coast beers. And I can smell this and it smells nice. This is the style I love to drink if we're talking hoppy beer. So this is from Alder, and this is actually a trade that Bad Seed did with a intern we had from Italy called Livio. So shout out to Livio for hooking us up with some fresh Alder. So this is a can of Croma, a double dry hop West Coast IPA from Alder. And it's so awesome to see them. I feel like Alder and Bad Seed are so similar in some ways because we focus a lot on a lot of styles that might not be what everyone else does. Like a lot of lagers, a lot of West Coast beers. We of course also make haze, so does Alder. But I think there's some similarities. And I think Alder's quality is really good so far. I really enjoyed it. So let's check this one out. My favorite so far is still Duna, but maybe this one will tip it. Apparently, this is one of their first attempts at a modern West Coast IPA. This is a rebrew where there's been some tweaks. So it's a simple grist with only German Pilsner malt and Cara Pale malts. And it's 6.5%. And then it was fermented with a neutral Californian ale yeast, as per usual. And then it's hot side hopped with Mosaic T90, Mosaic Cryo, and Citra T90, which sounds like a lot of hot side hops. And then it's fermented, or they do a double dry hop. They ferment it, and then they do, this is Google Translate. And then, because everything is in Italian, they do a double dry hop, Citra T90 and Citra Cryo. So Mosaic is hot side and Citra is cold side. Looking forward to this. This looks the part. It's even got a better head retention than a lot of the Americans. No, not all of them. Some of them have really flimsy heads, but this is nice. This is like German lager head almost. So yeah, it's this pin bright pale golden yellow color. It's got a slight bit of haze to it. It's clear, but there's just like the slightest bit of haze. Maybe there'll be more when we pour the rest of the can in. But it really looks the part for a modern West Coast beer. Let's check out the aroma. Thanks to Livio for the beer. I was about to say Leonardo because they know each other, and Leonardo also provided all this for us. It smells really good. Smells exactly like what I expect from the modern West Coast. Super soft. Malt character is just like slightly crackery, and then it's a lot of fresh hops. A lot of Citra for me. A lot of like almost like juicy-esque tropical notes. Not super dank. There's a soft undercurrent of dankness. But I'm actually more getting like, if we're talking dank Mosaic notes, I'm getting more just like blueberry. Not like dank blueberry, just blueberry notes. And there is a slight bit of a savory edge there for a sec. Okay, maybe there is some more dankness the more I smell it, but it smells really good. Very pin bright pineapple notes, lemon even. Yeah, it kind of screams tropical Citra, but there's also definitely sweet citrus notes to it, and even stone fruit. It smells really good. Let's try it. Cheers. And thanks again to Livio, but also Leonardo for helping us get some Alder. Cheers. Man, this is the fucking one of the best beer styles. And I think, I really hope more people will catch on instead of only latching on to fucking haze. I would 10 times drink this over hazies these days. I still get haze once in a while because I do like haze. I like hazy IPAs when they're done right. The awesome ones, the high quality hops and great producers. I love trying them once in a while. I still do like them, like to drink them. But if I had to pick and choose any day, I'd pick the clear stuff, the Westies. Like, I'm all for this modern West Coast style. And what I like about this is it's actually got some bitterness to it. Some people trying to interpret this now, it's actually slowly starting to happen. We're seeing more people trying to do it. We've been pushing it at Bad Seed. Alder's been pushing it. Like, there's a few breweries where we've been trying to just push this style. And it's fun to see a lot of people then take a crack at it, and then they make a clear, hoppy beer that's not bitter at all. Like, they still need to be bitter, but the process that you use to make them bitter is so that the bitterness is feels softer. It's not as aggressive. They also say here that they use softer water, which, it doesn't exactly say the profile, but that would also, maybe be part of it. But it's still bitter. There's still dryness and bitterness, but it's not the same old school West Coast attacking your palate leafy hop flavor. There's a little bit of a grapefruit on there, which feels like, hot side hops, but it's not like loads. It's gentle. It's more about these bright, tropical, dank hop flavors. This is really good. This really reminds me of a lot of the stuff when we do double dry hop Westies at Bad Seed. It's like more dank on the flavor for sure. It's got a little bit of that blueberry kush, definitely pineapple notes, lemon notes, a little bit of an herbal touch to it too. Like if you drunk the stuff that's on the West Coast, this is just, this is just as good. It's maybe not the best of all the West Coast I've had in the modern style, but it's like you could drink any like West Coast beer from a lot of these producers and you'd think it was from there. It's just so well made. I love that the bitterness and dryness really kicks in now as well. Like the more you drink it, the more you feel it. But it's just different. It's because people remember West Coast as these like super aggressive beers, just scrape your palate like crazy. It was all plant matter, crazy, intense, piney, resiny, earthy like flavors. No modern hop flavors. It was very different what a lot of people remember. Loads of crystal malt and all this. Whereas like these kind of West Coast beers have kind of always been around. They've become even more modern now. But if you drank Alpine back in the day, it was more fruity than most of the other stuff. Swami's has always been somewhat fruity, but there's been a lot of, especially San Diego West Coast IPAs that were fruity and not just like scraping bitter beers. But I don't know why people still like. I hear that so often, like when you talk with people and stuff, it's like, but it's not bitter enough. Or why is no crystal? Why is it not like that dry, piney craziness? Well, because people are trying to modernize, and I think this is a lot of the times more interesting because you get more layered flavors. I do love getting some old school West Coast stuff once in a while. Like a fresh glass of Sierra Nevada Pale Ale is always amazing, But and so are other like West Coast beers, Swami's. But a lot of them has also moved on. Like if you listen to podcasts with Vinny from Russian River, you'll also know that the Pliny you're drinking now is not the same Pliny as you were drinking in the past. Because slowly you tweak and you adjust and you make it better, or you just work with recipes. That's what you do. But this has been long enough. This is great. Very great mix of tropical notes, dank notes, fruity notes, dry and bitter notes. Again, it's like pineapple. It's a little bit of blueberry kush. There's a little bit of a gummy note, like a gummy candy, like gummy bears or something like weird like that. It's crisp, it's bitter, a little bit of grapefruit on the back, slightly crackery malt backbone to it. Just a really great West Coast IPA. I should have tried this earlier, but it's maybe 6-7 weeks now. It's still drinking very nicely, but I just love more people are doing this. It's fucking awesome. So yeah, in terms of the grade, I think this might be my new favorite from Alder. But I think I'm still going to score it the same as Duna because I think it's just freshness. Maybe when I drank this fresh out, I would have given it a 94. But I'm going to go 93 just because I think I've had West Coast IPAs in the modern style where I've been a bit more stoked on it. But this is still really good. I mean, fucking amazing to see more people make this. So yeah, 93, Alder Croma, really dope shit. Double dry West Coast IPA. Killer stuff. So if you guys had this beer, let me know what you thought of it. Thanks a ton to both Livio and Leonardo for helping getting Alder to Denmark. And if you guys want to drink some more West Coast, tell your local brewers in Europe. We need to get this train rolling. So yeah, if you guys had it, let me know. As always, remember to comment, subscribe, check out the Facebook fan page and Twitter and Instagram. Give the video a thumbs up if you enjoyed it, and ring the bell for future notifications about videos. And I'm gonna say cheers and some dope double dry hop West Coast IPA in the modern style. And see you guys in another beer review.